So this video will show you how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube using the layer by layer method. So we're going to solve each layer separately. That also known as the beginner's method. This is the easiest way to solve the cube. So the first step is to find the yellow centerpiece. So before we get started, on most cubes, these colors, so it's white and yellow, are opposites. Green and red, or orange and red, and green and blue. So you have to find the yellow middle and the white edges. And so you have to make it look like a daisy shape, like that, okay? So the corners don't matter. Corners are 3 colors, since it's this one's white, orange, and green. Corners are 3 colors. And then edges are 2. This edge is yellow and green. So you make a daisy shape, and oh shoot, I did that the opposite way. So this is a daisy, the yellow center, not the white. So the yellow center, you find it, then you find the whites. In this case, I already have one. If you have it right here, done. If you have one right there, you can't do that because it's like blocking it. So you just open it up and put it in. This one right here, but that intercepted. So you have to move it. So when you do this, it doesn't intercept. And you will have some corners solved probably. In this case, I don't in that one, but in this one I do. So that's the first step on how to solve the cube. Now the second step is to line up the bottom color of the edge piece to its center. So this one's already lined up, this one's not, and this one isn't. So when you have one that's lined up, you just do a 2 move. Like you just do 2 moves like that. So now it's lined up on the white side, and that's lined up. So you find another edge, line it up. Let's see, that's okay. 2 moves, so now you have that. Another one, here's another one, there. So now you have the white cross, and with the bottom color of the edge lined up with its center. There are multiple ways to do this, but this is probably the easiest way to do it. So now we will be showing you how to get the white side with all of the layers correct. So how to do that, you have to put the white side on the bottom. So now you're looking up on the yellow side, kind of like that. Okay, so you have the yellow side on top. Then you find a corner on the 3rd layer. That's a corner on the 3rd layer. Since this is the first layer, that's the 2nd layer, and that's the 3rd layer. So when you find one that's on the 3rd layer, it does not have to be on top, okay? This is not the 3rd layer. It's all the way around. All of this is the 3rd layer. So here's one corner, and I don't think I have any others. So here's one corner. You have to line it up with its centers. So you have to find one that's white, and then since this is the part where it comes in handy, that this corner has 3 colors on it. It has white, red, and green. So you have to line it up with the white, red, and green centers. Okay, since this is white, green, and red. It can be like that, okay? That does not matter. It can be like that. But in this case, it was like that. So then when you have it, like with between its centers, you will always have it in one of these 3 forms, okay? You will either have it like that, you either have it like that, or you will either have it like that, okay? Now this one, You don't really want to do this on your cube because if you forget how it was oriented, you can really mess up your cube like that. But when I turned it, I remembered that the white was facing out, so I can just do that. So when you have it like this is probably the easiest one to do. You just move it up, across, and then back. So now that corner is oriented correctly since it has red on its red side and green on its green side. Now you look on the third layer, find another one, orient it, orange, orange, blue, blue. This one was oriented like the last one, so you just kind of up, across, down. There are algorithms that you can learn, but this video will not be showing you the algorithms. You probably should watch that video before this one. Okay, so the white. So yeah, if I make that video, I might not. I don't know. But the white is right here with its corners. This one actually is on its layer. I'm going to show you how to do that now. When you have one on its layer, I know that the white's facing that way, so I'm going to change it back. It could be like that. It could be like that, but you don't have to mess it up if it's already like that. So if you have it right here, you move it up 2 times, this time 2 times, and then, oh wait, no. You don't move it up 2 times, and just 1 time. Then you pull it back. Then you move it up here, so now it's right here. And then, bang. Find another one. Okay. I'm gonna try and do a circumstance where you have, let's see. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, here, I mixed up the cube a little bit to see how you can do this one. So I lined it up, green, green, white. When you have it like this, you just move it over here so it doesn't intercept. So you just move it across, and then up, and then back, down. Find another one, here's one, already lined up. You will have one that's not lined up, like this, red, green. It's not correct, so you have to do it like that. Move it across, up, like that, and then back. Find another one. Oh, okay, here's a good one. So when you have it up top, you move it up 2 times, back down, orient it again, and then, okay. So now you have the entire first layer solved on the cube. That is technically it's 1/3 of the way, but not really in moves wise. But now we have the entire first layer solved, correctly oriented with its centers. So it can be like that, you know, where it's not correct, and this is correct. So now we will be showing you how to solve the middle layer of the cube. And if you don't know algorithms really well, you will have to memorize some in this video. You will have to memorize 2 different algorithms. And I'm not going to be showing you what the letters is, because that's not really what you need to know. But you can learn that. So the first algorithm is going to be up on the right side, across, back, that way. Okay? Try and memorize that. Do it a few times. Up, across, down, like that. Okay? The correct algorithm, what it would be in letter-wise would be R, U, R prime, U prime, which just means I'm going to do a little bit. I'm just going to teach you an algorithm for like not that long. So R is right, L is left, U is up, down is D, F is front, and B is back. Okay? So those are the letters. I was saying R, U, R prime, U prime. So prime just means counterclockwise on its axis. That's how I like to do it. So R, that is not counterclockwise because I did not say prime. So R, you look on its axis. So I'm moving it like this, so I'm moving the green piece. So moving it this way is clockwise. So that's why it's R, because it's not counterclockwise. Then I moved up and I didn't say prime, so that is not U prime, it will just be U. And then I move right back, which it would be counterclockwise. And then U prime would be counterclockwise on the up, on its axis. So like this is an axis, this is an axis, this is an axis, that's an axis. Like each, I don't know how many axes there are on a cube, but that's one, that's one, that's one, that's one. That doesn't really count, but you can use algorithms for that. This is M, and you don't do like counterclockwise in this one, but I'm not going to show you how to do that now. This is E. I forgot what that stands for, but okay, back to solving the middle layer. So you put the white on the bottom. You have to look on the top layer, which would be the white layer or the yellow layer, or like if you have a cube that doesn't have yellow or white, and it can have like pink, gray, black, you know, some other colors that aren't on a normal cube. You're gonna have to do a little bit harder memory, but you look on the opposite color, you look at the edges and find one that has no yellow on it. This one has no yellow on it. This one does count as having yellow on it. This is green, by the way, if you can't see that because of the camera. This is yellow, and that does count on having it on the edge. It does not, the yellow does not have to be on top. So when you find one that this edge does not have any yellow on it, you line that bottom color of the edge with its center, like that. But you don't want to move it like that, because then it's not corrected. So you want to move it to its center with this kind of line of colors. Then the top color, you will look at that to its neighboring color. So when you have it like this top color is always going to be either, in this case, if the bottom color is green, it's always going to be either orange or red. It's always going to be the two sides like this. Then you move that color away from its center. Then this is when you do that one algorithm that I showed you. This is R, U, R prime, U prime. This is when you do the left one. So this would be L, U, no, since it's like this, L prime, U prime, L, U. Okay, so up, cross, down, and then that way at the end. Do that a few times. When you get really well at the cube, it'll just be like that. I didn't move anything there, but you can. This is when the two algorithms come in. So you will need to know those to move on. So as I was saying, you move this color is going to be matching, or this color is going to, these two colors are going to be matching. In this case, it's this one. So you move it away like that. If this color was orange, you would move it like that, okay? So you move it away. Then you do the algorithm that's not on its layer. Okay. So what you did right there is you just kind of scrambled a little bit things up. Then you move, so this is that edge that I was talking about. Then you move it to the side that you want to solve it on. Like this is, remember when I did like this? This is this side now. Then you do the opposite algorithm that you did before with the other hand. Okay, so what we did right there is we just inserted that edge piece where it's supposed to be. How to do that in slow-mo again is you orient it. Here, that's a bad example. Here's this, blue, move it away, do the algorithm. Move it to the side that you want to put it in, and then do the algorithm that's on its opposite side. Okay, I just inserted that corner, or the edge. Then you move it right here. Since you moved it away, you do this algorithm, okay? If you moved it this way, then you would do this algorithm, okay? So if you did this algorithm, then you would change it and then you would do this algorithm, okay? If you moved it this way, you would do this algorithm, then you would move the cube, then you do this algorithm, okay? So you do, how to explain that would be so you move it, and then I don't have the 2-layer solved, but you don't really need to. Yeah, I do. So you move it away from its side, and then you do the algorithm that's not on its side. Then you move the cube to what you want it to be on. Since you just moved it with your right hand, now you want to turn it and then move it with your left hand, okay? So I'm going to show you those algorithms one more time. You might be a little bit confused, and you might have even scrambled your cube more than it was already scrambled. So I'm going to show you how to do those algorithms, and you're going to really pay attention to these because later on, the last layer will be the hardest, and that's when you really need to know these algorithms. Okay, so you have to do up on the right hand, across, down, that. Those 4 moves, done. That's called the right hand algorithm because you're using your right hand the entire way, except this one flick with your left hand because I just do that. Then you can do your left hand algorithm, memorize those steps, and you should probably pause this video, and then if you have another cube you can do it, or you can just like do it on your cube and then do the opposite, which is just that, so you don't mix it up. But yeah, so you find another edge. You want to do it this one, so you move it away. Left hand algorithm. Turn it to the side. You do since I just did the left, I want to do the right now. Okay. So we have that corner or edge inserted right, that one inserted right. This one's not inserted right. This one is inserted right, and then back where I started. So orient it. This one, move it away. This is probably the hardest. This is probably the most confusing step of the way. But if you can do this step, you can do any step. You can finish this cube really easily. So you move it, since these 2 colors are correct, you move it away. Then you do the right hand algorithm. I'm going to show you that again. So you move it away, right hand algorithm. Move it to the side that you were solving it on. Then the opposite algorithm, which in this case it would be the left hand algorithm. So now you have the entire second layer solved. And actually, you might not have the entire layer solved, even if you have no edges like that. So I'm just going to show you one circumstance where you might have a place where, let's see if I can have, okay, so I can't just show a circumstance where you might have no okay, so here's one. You look on the top layer, you have no edges that have no white on them, or yellow, I mean. So you look on the top, all the edges have yellow on them, but your second layer is not solved. That's because you have the edge that's in here with no yellow on it. I just need to flip it over. Or you might not have a flip. You might have this one over here or something like that. How to do that one is that you have to take this one out and then put it back in the correct way. Okay, so how to do that is you put a random edge on the side. You can either put it like this or you can put it like this, however you want to do it. I like to put the unsolved edge on the left side, and so now I act like that is blue and then this is orange. Okay, so I have to insert this corner so I can take this one back out, and then insert it correctly. So how I do that is I just have to insert this. So how I do that, I have to move it away. Left-hand algorithm, since I moved it away. Then I turn the cube on the side that I wanted it to be solved. Boom, I just inserted that one. I inserted the wrong one, but I got this one back out, and now I can insert it correctly. So now, like, these two colors are matching. How I, like, showed that before, these two colors should not be matching. You just have to do it like it's just a normal one. So now I have to go back out. Left hand, since I moved it away. Turn the cube. Right hand. Okay, now you have the entire second layer solved. If you don't know how to do that step, if you did it and it's got messed up, you might need to watch another person to see how they explain it. But now, I'm going to, so you're gonna have either 4 circumstances here. You will either have an L, like that. This is how I have it, like an L shape. The corners don't matter, neither do the edges. Well, if you have this shape, it could, like, you might have this corner solved. That's completely fine. You just need to look on how it's oriented. You might have just a center, or you might have all the sides solved, or not all the sides. Wait, let's see. So you have, or you have just a line. So these 3 circumstances, so this step is called the yellow cross, or you might already have it solved. Who knows? So you might already have the cross solved, like that, okay? If you already have the cross solved, don't worry about it, and if you're just looking like how to solve your step or how to solve the Rubik's Cube without it being memorized, then you can just skip this step. But if you want to know what to do in every single circumstance, you're probably going to have to watch this part, no matter how your cube is oriented. So in this part, so this is this one. So you can't have it like this, like an L, or you can. So okay, I'm going to try and take that one out. So act like that edge is not yellow. So this shape would just be counted as a center, because there's no way that you can orient it that there's going to be an L like that way. You have to put the L in that shape. Center is going to stay like that. You can't have the line up, okay? You can't have the line like, let's see, you can't have the line like that. You can't have the line like this, okay? You have to have it like that. Center doesn't matter. You know, you can have it on any orientation. It doesn't matter. Cross. So what you're trying to do here is you want to solve the entire yellow cross with all the, like, everything else how it was. So when you have it in an L, you do F on the front. It's called this kind of move. The term for that is F, just because it's not counterclockwise, it's clockwise. F, right hand algorithm. And then F prime, okay? That made it so it's like an H shape. You will probably not have an H shape. The corners do not matter at all, okay? The corners don't matter. You see that all 3 of these, or 4 of these designs, none of the corners matter, okay? So if you take out all the corners, this is just a line, okay? You don't want a line like that. You want a line like that. So then you do the exact same thing that you just did. Then you move it back, okay? Now that solved the entire yellow cross. Now, if you have it so it's like this, I don't have the 2 layers solved. You just do what you did. All 3 of these steps, you do the exact same thing on every one of them. Front, right hand algorithm, back. Now, why that didn't work with this cube is because I didn't solve the 2 layers. It just randomly scrambled. So it won't work if it's just randomly scrambled. So now that you have the yellow cross, so here, if you need to watch the algorithm video to know that step, It's F R U R prime U prime. Okay, so that's what these three steps, you just do that algorithm. Okay, so now that you have the yellow, so the last layer actually is the hardest to solve, and definitely the longest. So once you have the yellow cross, now you will be trying to solve the yellow layers, or the yellow corners. And then you will be solving the around, like the last around, or whatever. So now that you have this, this is kind of the part where you solve the yellow, or the whole entire white side, where you had a corner at the top layer, and then you had to orient it between its centers. Let's see if I can. Okay, like this. Let's say that, yeah, that's the white side. You had to orient it between its corners, then you moved it back to orient it. This is kind of what you do, except with the yellow side. But how you do that is you find all the corners, okay? It does not matter if they're on top or not. Let's say, you find one corner. Okay, find one corner, that's yellow on the top. This is green, red, and yellow. Move it to its green, red, and yellow sides. It does not need to be oriented like that, okay? You just need to put it like that. That can be green, that can be red, that can be red, that can, it just has to be with the centers, okay? So now you have this one, so you solve one corner, right? In its correct orientation. Then you look around, that's not solved, that is solved, and that's not solved, okay? In this case, when you have two solved, you should have it like, okay. You should have it like that, okay? You should have it like that, but they do not need to be facing up, okay? They do not need to be, the yellow does not have to be on the top side. It's not have to be like that. It needs to be just on that corner with its correct centers. That it needs to, so you will always have two no matter what, okay? If you have one, you did like, that's, you will have two no matter what if you solve it like this. You can't have one if you like solve it with the advanced method. So when you will either have two like across, or two like that, okay? So let's say if you try and you solve one corner, so this side you solve it to its, this side actually is already solved on its correct position, but if you have it like that, you don't move these corners, you just leave it like that. So when you solve one side, you look around, that one's not solved. Oh, that one is solved actually, and that one's not solved. So you hold it like this, okay? You hold it like that one. If you hold it like this and you do this algorithm, it won't work, okay? So you have to hold it like these two, because this one is oriented correctly between its centers. This one, the orange and blue, this is not orange and blue, so it does not count. This one is correct, this one is correct. So you hold it like this, and you do this algorithm. You do the right hand algorithm 3 times. Then you turn the cube this way, okay? You always turn the cube this way. Then you do it the left hand algorithm 3 times. And now it doesn't really look like much has changed, but now you find one corner, you orient it with its edges, then you look around. Oh, okay, so now it only has 2. So if you have it like this, it's just gonna solve it into that, okay? And then this, you can finally solve it into how it's supposed to be, like with it's all correct, okay? So now you orient one corner. That's not correct. This is correct. That's also correct. Then you hold it like how it was supposed to, like 2 like that. And then I cannot draw. Okay, whatever. You hold the corners like on this side, not on this side, or on the bottom, or on the top. Okay, so you hold it like this side. These two are oriented. You hold it on this side. And by the way, so when you have it like this, you just don't, well, never mind. That won't make sense. If you do the advanced tutorial, you don't want to like move, because usually rotating the cube takes a long time if you want to like learn at a speed cube. But anyway, you have the two like this, and then you do exactly what you just did. Right hand algorithm, right hand algorithm, right hand algorithm, turn the cube, left hand algorithm, left hand algorithm, left hand algorithm, okay? So now you find one corner, orient it. This is correct, this is correct, this is correct, and this is correct. So you have the white cross and all the corners oriented. So there is 4 steps to solving the last layer. It's called the 4-look last layer. So the first step is solving the yellow cross. Second step is orienting the corners into the centers. Third step is putting the yellow on top with the corners oriented correctly. And then fourth step is solving the layer around it. That's for the beginner's method. The advanced method can be a little bit different. Let's see. So it can be like, so I think in the advanced tutorial, you only have 3 steps, so you just take 1 step out. So once you have the corners oriented, you kind of put the yellow on the bottom, but you don't like put it on the table. You just want to hold it still. So like this. Okay, you have that oriented. Now you want to put the corners on top. This is probably really easy. Like this is really, really, really easy. So what you do is you just do the right hand algorithm. Right hand algorithm. Right hand algorithm. Right hand algorithm. Until it's solved. And then you just turn it. So now you just do this one. Okay, move it again. Turn it. Okay, so now you have the entire white side solved, or yellow. You have the entire yellow side solved, and you might even have an extra, an extra line here, or an extra bar is what they call it. You can just line that up here. So if you don't have an extra bar, don't worry about it. So you want to line it up so it looks like this. It has color. These 2 colors, these 3 colors are all correct, like on its side. Like this one. So if you made it this far, it's gonna be, there's literally, so when you have it like this, there is 96 moves to solve this puzzle. That may seem like a lot, but it's really not, okay? You've probably already done 200 moves to solve this puzzle, okay? So 96 is just another part. Okay, so if you have a solved side, you put it facing you, okay? And in the advanced tutorial, you put it away, but in this tutorial, since it's only the beginners, you put it closer to you. So you put it facing you, and then you might have you have these. You don't want to have it like this, okay? You want to just solve it. And you might have a solved cube, or you might have 3 solved sides. You might not. If you do have a solved side, you put it closer to you. And if you don't have a solved side, you just put it so it looks like this on every side. And you do this algorithm. No, so yeah, if you have no side solved, you just put it like this, and you do the exact algorithm if you have a solved side. So when you have the solved side like this, okay, you do right hand algorithm, then you do the left hand algorithm, then you do the right hand algorithm 5 times, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when you have done the right-hand algorithm 5 times, you will have like these all solved. Okay, if you didn't have a solved side at the beginning, this will not be solved. But when you did right 5 times, you will have all this solved. Okay, so then you do the left-hand algorithm 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, that didn't do anything. Actually, it did. It moved. So this used to be red. All I did was put this. So, okay, so I have one more time to do this, okay? So I have to put this. So if I do another 96 moves, I just put, so when I do 96 moves here, I'm putting this green right here, this orange right here, and then this red right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just moving the centers, okay? So I'm just kind of like moving the centers. You can't tell how many moves it takes. Before I had, this was red, this was like red and orange. And so you can't tell how many moves it takes to solve it from there. But, okay, so you just do what you did before. Right-hand algorithm once, left-hand algorithm once, right-hand algorithm once, right-hand algorithm twice, right-hand algorithm 3 times, right-hand algorithm 4 times, right-hand algorithm 5 times. Left-hand algorithm once, left-hand algorithm twice, left-hand algorithm 3 times, left-hand algorithm 4 times, left-hand algorithm 5 times. And there you go. You solved the Rubik's Cube. So, yeah. This is a, I forgot to mention this, but this is a stickerless cube. It's literally colored. Like you can see it goes all the way back there. And this is a stickered cube. So, that was the tutorial. This is the beginner's method. This is probably the longest way to solve the cube. You do see like speed cubers solving in like 3 seconds. They just have to memorize a ton of moves and algorithms. So, I hope you solved the cube and didn't mess up. See you later.